Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. 10 DBS, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place. Or get smacked down, play it safe, what you talking about?
Welcome to the latest episode of Boot to the Face here on YouTube and all your favorite podcasting platforms. I'm Chris Rucker along with my co-host E.J. Reed, and we are here to bring you up to speed on the world of professional wrestling. What's up, E.J.?
I'm doing swell. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Fantastically well. Close to spectacular.
Well, shit, yeah. New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, that's that'll always I say always, it hadn't happened in 25 years. I was talking on Facebook, I was like, for the first time I get to put on Facebook that the Knicks are in the Eastern Conference Finals. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah. Hopefully your good fortune continues in the fall. We can see our Cowboys in the NFC Championship.
You know, I've been listening to a lot more basketball podcasts and shows and stuff. And everybody's like, I could see all four of these teams winning the whole thing. And I'm like, what now? Because normally it's like, oh yeah, the Knicks are here, but they're not going to win. Or like, there's a couple teams at the end, but you know, they really got no shot. They just happen to get lucky. But everybody's saying the same thing. Like, whichever one of them gets hot, the next like month and a half is going to win it all. Like, they're picking Minnesota as the favorite, but like the other three aren't far behind them.
Really? They picking Minnesota over OKC? I know OKC got out of a 7-game war with the Nuggets, but the Nuggets are battle tested. They won the championship 2 years ago. OKC, I feel like OKC should still be like the slight favorite based on the regular season and whatnot.
Minnesota's balling right now. You know, my dog Julius Randle went over there and all of a sudden remembered how to play in the playoffs. So punk.
I told you he wasn't bad as you made him out to be.
He was awful for the Knicks in the playoffs.
Basically, you know, the swap for each other, and the teams both end up in the same place, conference finals, but still got games to play. We'll see who gets to the final if any of those teams get there. But I give the Knicks a better shot than the Pacers to win it all, just because the home court advantage I think will carry a long way in the series.
This series, yeah, but if they have to go to OKC, that's a.
I didn't say. Yeah, I didn't say
the crazy thing about it.
I said the finals. I said.
Oh, I thought you said to win it all.
No, I said to win the conference.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing is the Knicks they've lost 4 games this postseason, and 3 of them have been at home. They've only lost 1 road game.
That's crazy. I mean, I think the statistics show none of these teams won the finals. Only one team bent it. That was a KD. No. The New York Knicks have 2. They won 2 finals. My bad.
They got 2.
In the 70s, it was 73. It was 73 and 70. But I mean, basically, like past 50 years. So yeah. I know it's some New Yorkers that are in their 60s. They were like kids when they last won it, and a lot of people that haven't seen New York win. So it'd be cool to see the Knicks get one.
Some people probably gave up. Well, I did for a few years.
Yeah, it's Indiana. That's a big basketball state, so you know their fans gonna be annoying and riled up for the series. So it should be some fun basketball.
Such a good rivalry too.
Yeah, back to the Reggie Miller, Patrick Ewing days. Crazy.
Yeah, and then OKC and Minnesota are both like small market, but slowly but surely they've been really consistent, really good over the past few years. Minnesota, man. I remember cheering for Kevin Garnett when he got them to the conference finals. Like, I was like, huh, like I've never cheered for him and Kobe were the only two people I've ever cheered for that weren't Knicks. And I remember watching them go through to the conference finals. I was like, man, I don't think I've ever seen one person on a team like will their fucking team to win as much as Kevin Garnett did. And then he went to Boston and I hated him.
Yeah, I think everybody hated that Boston era, but I mean, AI, man, that used to be one of my favorite players. He is one of my favorite players of all time. He willed that 76ers team. I don't know how he got that team to the final.
I just don't like Philadelphia, but yeah, you're right. AI was that guy. He played for the Sixers his whole career?
Nah, he went to Detroit. Oh, him and Melo played for like 3 seasons or so in Denver. Detroit.
Right. But he started with the Sixers.
He played for a good chunk of his career. You talk about that KG team. I like, as big of a Jordan fan I was not a fan of Kobe. So I wanted KG to take down like the empire of it was Shaq on the team still at that point and Kobe. But it was just too much for them to overcome.
Yeah. I was a big Kobe guy back in the day. I actually I didn't buy a jersey. I bought a t-shirt jersey of Kobe. And I was very happy when he won without Shaq.
I remember that year he lost to Boston. Shaq came out with that rap. Somebody was filming it. Tell me how my ass tastes.
Yeah. That shit was hilarious. I went that night. At the club celebrating because Kobe didn't win. You talk about a hater.
Tell me how my ass. That shit was hilarious. I remember watching that. I think I was at USC at the time. Watch it on my laptop. But yeah, man. Exciting time for basketball right now.
Yep. Speaking of haters, EJ, you know who's been a real big hater of women's outfits lately? Zoey Stark.
I'm trying.
You seen her on the internet?
I'm trying to get. I ain't hear about this.
Man, for like the past couple months, she's been hating on all the women and how they're dressing, and I ain't got to shake my ass for that. That, and that. I was trying to make a segue to get to her, which clearly didn't work well. But
yeah, because I was gonna see like you tying this to karma or something.
No,
I'm about to say, damn, Rucker.
I was just saying it's because we were talking about Shaq hating on Kobe. I was like, Zoey Stark's been hating on the women's division for months now. But man, that was nasty last night on Monday Night Raw. Watching her get hurt. Hearing her scream in pain, I was like, ooh. Even Rhea Ripley, like, I don't know if you watched it, but she was just in the corner looking like, what the fuck is going on? Rhea almost had this look like, did something else happen to her? Like, did a fan do something to her? Is the way Rhea was looking like she looked kind of scared at first.
Yeah, man, that was a gruesome injury. And kind of a side note, you think the WWE needs to go back to throwing the X? I mean, I think it was like a underground mark thing that people found out about, and then I think they stopped doing it. But I think they kind of need to do it so fans can know when it's not a part of the show or not. Because for a second I thought they might have been working. But then after how the match played out, I'm like, nah, she's hurt.
When I saw it, I was like, that's real. I mean, if you watch the ref, you could see him like radioing back, like he was hitting his little button on the side. But I don't know. That was gruesome injury, man. Hopefully, it's not as bad as it looked. Hopefully, she comes back soon. You hate to see people get hurt like that, especially something trivial as like a springboard dropkick. And poor Kairi Sane, it was her first match back.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, hopefully a speedy recovery for her. But you think like looking at the bigger picture of things, you think like I feel like she's been injured in the past as well. You got like people like Dakota Kai. Like sometimes people's body aren't really meant, to take that kind of punishment compared to other people. You think it's just she might be injury prone?
I don't know if I like I don't know if I've ever liked the term injury prone. I just think, I don't know. I think some people have worse luck than others. Like, it was a freak accident. Like, it could have happened to anybody. I mean, I'm not a wrestler, so I don't know if she did. Like, maybe it was a drop kick, so maybe one of her feet shouldn't have been landing on the ground, but Kyrie was kind of far away from her. Also, she tried to reach her on the other side of her. I don't know. Like, all that shit's happened in a split second. I would want to label somebody as injury prone, but I don't. You might be right. Maybe it is her body can't handle it thing. I was listening to podcasts today. They were talking about stuff like that, about broken bones and whatnot. And I was like, I've never broken a bone. My brother and sister's never broken a bone, and my kids have never broken a bone. Like, I wonder if my parents have.
I was listening to that same show. I broke a bone, but I didn't break a bone. If that makes sense. This was literally a freak accident, because other than that, I've never had a broken bone. I was 7, and my sister's friend was playing with me, and he threw me up in the air and slipped and didn't catch me, my collarbone. So
damn.
Yeah, he threw me up high too. So
had to. How'd you land on your head collarbone? What, he throw you upside down?
Not upside down, but like I was like horizontal with the ground, and then this shoulder hit the yard. Yeah. Broken collarbone, but that's the only broken bone that I've had. Other than that, no broken bones. Like, especially on my own accord.
Anyway, but I bet as a kid that really sucked at 7.
Yeah, luckily it wasn't I guess I could say unluckily, it wasn't my right hand, so I went to school and nothing affected me at school, but I couldn't play.
Oh, that's the bullshit.
I know. I had to play differently at recess. Fuck my recess shit vibe up, so I was mad about that, but other than that, everything was all good. I think it took like 8 weeks for recovery, 7-8 weeks, but it's all good. But yeah, like you said, I do believe in injury prone though, because look at CM Punk. Sometimes it's freak injuries, but some people just are built differently.
Yeah, but I feel like Punk more is aged, and like, who knows what he was doing when he wasn't wrestling for 10 years. You know, I mean, I know he went to UFC for a little while, but after that, like, what did he do? And then you just come back in and try to go full bore. But when he was a full-time wrestler, like, years ago, I don't remember him being injury prone.
I wasn't watching a big chunk of that, but even with like athletes in other sports, like, you used to have people that just get injured more frequently.
Yeah.
Like a Derrick Rose or other players I can name. They just get
I know they're putting that label on Dak now.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like
he broke his ankle and then missed the whole season. And then the year after that, what was it? His shoulder was fucked up in training camp. And then he broke his finger. And then for 1 year, he broke his finger against the Bucks that first game. So he missed like 4 games when Cooper Rush came in. Then he strained his calf like the next year and missed like 2 games. And then he played the whole season. And then last year he tore his hamstring off the bone. So now everybody's like, well, when they were predicting the season, they're like, well, if Dak is healthy all year. It's like, damn, man, y'all kind of like willing that shit to happen. Leave it alone.
Yeah. And then
Randy Orton had that.
Okay.
I was going to say Randy Orton had that label years ago where he kept getting hurt. Randy Orton actually hurt himself one time. Collarbone. Funny you say your collarbone. He fucked his collarbone up. You know when he does that little thing where he's about to do the RKO and he like punches the mat with both hands? He punched the mat too fucking hard and fucked his collarbone up one time. He's out like 6 months.
Oh, that seems like one of those freak accidents, but might be just because he's injury prone. But then, like on the opposite side of the spectrum, you got Iron Men that don't get hurt. That's why I said some people just built differently, like the Brett Favres, AC Greens, Cal Ripkins that never miss games.
Doing all that fucking. That's why he was not injury prone.
I thought he was a virgin.
No, they said AC Green was like a Christian pastor or something like that. I thought the rumor was he was fucking on him.
Nah, he was a virgin. I thought it was known that he was.
I got him confused with somebody else back in the day.
Yeah,
he played for the Lakers or Sacramento.
He played for Lakers. I want to say a little bit. Dallas, the Mavericks. He's like a journeyman.
Yeah, because I remember when I was in California, he was real popular back then.
You must be thinking of Wilt.
Nah, I wouldn't lie for Wilt. I thought the rumor was AC Green he was doing some fucking and he was lying about being a virgin.
Oh, he might have
I could be
been.
wrong.
I mean,
I could have made that up.
I mean, I can't imagine living that lifestyle
In L.A.?
Yeah, he's a devout Christian. They said he was celebrated till marriage in 2002. So his whole playing career, that's crazy.
Jesus. He fucked the shit out of his wife, boy. That shit was pent up for 40 years.
Yeah, 2002, that's crazy.
All right, not to get religious, but could you imagine, like, you go your whole life doing something like that, and then you die before you could even get some, and you find out your religion wasn't right?
Oh yeah, that was.
So I'd be mad as hell.
This motherfucker.
Like, what you mean I can't go to heaven? Oh, the ass I turned down?
Yeah, so he was 39 when he got married, and that's crazy.
Y'all better make an exception.
Yeah, exactly.
Turn this whole goddamn place over.
Exactly. Wait.
Send me back. Let me go back for just 45 minutes and I can't go to heaven.
Let me get a time machine. Let me get the last 5-10 years back.
You know how long 39 years is, EJ? You're not even 39 years old.
That's true. Hey, wow. You put it out in that perspective. That's true.
That's a long fucking time to just be turning ass down. You know he was getting it thrown at him. Like I said, he played for the Lakers. He's a millionaire.
Hey, some people stick to their moral values and beliefs.
I don't believe it.
Hey, I'm just going with what it says.
Lying. I don't believe it. AC Green, you a goddamn liar. You heard it here first. I don't believe it. There's no way he did that.
I mean, even though it does sound crazy, it depends what type of life you live in. If he doesn't go to drink or go to the clubs, it's easier. Like if he's saying he's out there partying and drinking and for some reason he wanted to be a virgin, I'm like, all right, that's kind of. But if he's going straight to his hotel after the game, even though you got groupies knocking on hotel doors, I know that. But I mean,
just look around the stands when you play for the Lakers. Like he ain't got to go out looking for it.
Yeah, I mean,
all of a sudden Shaq trying to back him down. Hey, what's poking him in my ass right now? What is that? AC said, "My bad, dog. Go to the foul line. I'm gonna go to the bench. Don't worry about it." You see that girl in row 3? Woo.
As hard as it is to believe, for some reason I believe, man. Like what kind of clout is he, unless he's getting like a lot of praise from the religious community? Like what does it benefit him to say he's a virgin?
Yeah. I bet he had the finest of the fine knocking his door down wanting to be the first. Kind of like Tim Tebow. I don't think Tim Tebow was a virgin.
That's even more harder to believe because AC Green grew up in a different time, but in the internet era, Tebow said he was a virgin until he got married. I don't know, but he was a weird kid. He was a homeschooled, and even though
he went to Florida.
I'm talking about for high school and like grade school.
Right. That's what I'm saying, though. He was homeschooled all that time, and then you sent him to Florida, where he's winning national championships. All them girls in booty shorts and cowboy boots walking around, and you talking about he stayed a virgin. Get out of here, Tim Tebow.
The only reason I think I believe that because I've heard stories of like girls that tried to hit on him, and they said he was being weird and didn't give into it. So I mean, some people just built it like this. Like goes back to conversation. Like? They were pretty. So some people just, like I said, some people just built different, going back, tying everything into each other.
I couldn't do it.
Hey,
I have strength in other areas though. Some people couldn't do 75 hard, which I'm doing right now.
Yeah, that'd be tough for me to do, especially the no drinking part.
That's what I thought would have been the toughest for me, honestly. But it's like, if I don't buy any alcohol, I don't drink any. I thought I'd be like, man, I can't, like watching TV, and I went to a wedding this past weekend, and it was just like they were doing toast and shit, and I just got some fucking pineapple juice.
Yeah, like once I get started, the most I've done in recent memory is like 30 days or so no drinking. Like once you get started and don't think about it, as far as the drinking part. Now the gym part seems like it'd be the toughest doing the gym, right? Especially with life things that happen. So
Yeah. So I have to do 2 workouts a day. So my cheat code is get up and go first thing in the morning before work for one of them. And then the other one is just like I go on a 45-minute walk after work every day, which is actually like pretty fucking peaceful. It's actually like a good little come down on the day, you know what I mean? Like it sucks that I have to do it, but just come home, put all my shit down, change my shoes, and out the fucking door I go. I got a lot of good scenery around here. And it's usually about 2 to 2.5 miles. So it's a good little workout.
that's what's up, man.
Part of the routine now.
I guess it's 75 hour. You have different workouts for each day.
No, I mean you do your own workout. You just gotta do 2 45-minute workouts and one has to be outside. So sometimes it rains and I still gotta go for my walk.
Shit. Hey, like you said, you gotta have a lot of will to be able to do something like that, even on shitty days. So shout out to you for getting that done.
Well, I had to do something drastic, EJ. I was getting bigger and bigger and older, so I'm feeling a lot better though.
That's what's up.
Sleeping good at night too.
Hey, that's all that matters is how you feel.
I'll probably end up losing like 25 pounds by the end of it. I'm 4 weeks in now. I got 7 weeks left. About a third of the way, a little over a third. Yeah, probably about 25 pounds if I keep on the pace that I'm at.
That's what's up.
We'll see.
Is that your goal? Just weight loss or just gaining muscle or?
Yeah, I'm trying to gain more muscle. I've been lifting weights like crazy, eating more protein. But I do want to lose. I do want to lose a little bit of weight. Like I don't want to get too small. Like our boy Admire. Shout out to Admire. He told me he's down to like 181.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, ugh. Like I know some people. That's for my height. That's probably the weight that they would tell you that I'm healthiest at. But I think like 215 is a good weight for me. Like I'm a bigger guy. I don't want to be 180. I don't even know what I'd look like at that. That's like high school weight for me.
Shit. I didn't realize Admire was down that much. Like some people do the opposite when they get in relationships. I mean, some people usually gain weight. He did the opposite of being in a relationship. He shedding pounds. So shout out for him.
He got to get in shape for that wedding.
I guess so. I do haymaker with him, and I got to pay more attention. I didn't realize he was down that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Admire.
All Admire's weight. He's like me. He holds it in his midsection.
That's why I usually see him from like hair up. That's probably why I didn't really notice.
Majority of my weight is in my core that I need to lose.
Hey, you just gave me more subject matter for the next haymaker.
Admire, I heard you're not a fat ass no more.
I'm gonna say that verbatim too.
Damn, when'd you have the baby, Admire? You was pregnant last time I saw you. I'm just giving you more shit to say. Let's get into some wrestling, EJ. We got a lot of, honestly, you got 2 pay-per-views, basically, and a Saturday night's main event coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
So, let's do Street Clothes Wrestler and Power Rankings first, and then we'll get to predicting these cards, because there ain't a lot of news going around. I do want to talk about one thing real quick, though.
Yeah.
I was listening to Busted Open on Sunday's show with Jonathan Hood and Justin LeBar.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the president of some kind of operations at TKO. And he was talking to the investors and shit. And he's like, yeah, we're pretty much going to be done with these little cities like he specifically said Kansas City, which makes no sense to me because Kansas City's
it's a
pretty big fucking city.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not New York or LA or whatever, but Kansas City is like, he was like, these middle America small towns were pretty much going to be done with. They already don't do house shows. He's talking about going overseas more and shit like that. Are we about to get to a point in WWE where when I grew up, we could go see house shows, especially when I lived in Kansas City. Like, we'd go to Kemper Arena or MCI, whatever the hell it was called at the time, and they would do house shows there, WCW and WWF. And so as a kid, you came up and you got to see the shows a lot. But now it's feeling like not only are they not going to do house shows, not only are they not going to come to your town a lot unless you're a bigger town, but when they do, the fucking tickets are going to be so high. Like, if you're a family of husband, a wife, and 2 kids, and y'all all want to go, you're looking at $1,000 just for decent tickets. Then you talk about parking, food, t-shirts. Like, are they getting to the point where, I know TKO is a UFC thing. I don't think this business model is going to work for wrestling the way it does for UFC.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I don't think this business model will necessarily work like it does for UFC because, okay, so pre-pandemic, the UFC, they used to go overseas like once a month, not for pay-per-views necessarily, but they used to have fight nights.
Right.
And they used to go to like Europe a lot, Asia a lot, and after the pandemic happened, they were doing more Apex shows, which is their little facility in Las Vegas. But now that the pandemic is pretty much over, they've been opening it up more and doing more overseas shows. So it seems like WWE, they may try to mold that plan like they did UFC pre-pandemic and do with WWE more shows overseas. But like you said, it's a different business, and I don't think that mold will necessarily work. It's like you said, the ticket prices will be more for parking and whatnot for the fans, but it's not really fair for the performers either because this is a American-based company and you have people away from their families a lot more. It's a little bit different with UFC because the reason why they do it is because they feel like, they don't feel like there are a lot of fighters from all over the world, and so you base the fighters that are from this region, and you can sell more tickets because you could have their fans that are cheer for them, and then that's how they sell the shows as far as like fighters from different parts of the country because it's a lot more of a melting pot, so to speak, as far as like people from different countries in UFC, and fighters like it too because they get to train close to home. But WWE has a much smaller roster and more wrestlers are from here, so I don't like that mold for that reason as well. And like you said, like sometimes you go to these little cities, this is like all they get as far as house shows. I know they're cutting back on that, but now I gotta go to like New York or LA or Chicago just to see a show, and that's not fair for the fans as well. So yeah, I don't like this idea necessarily.
I know it's like the wrestlers are like, well, we get less dates and we're making more money and all that, and it's like, and everybody's like, oh, well, good for them. Fuck that. I don't care about that. Like, what about what I got to spend for it? Like, I'm glad they're making more money. Hey, I'm glad they're working less dates. Good for y'all. But when it comes to what I got to pay for it, like, it's either me or you. You know what I mean? Like, and I hate to say it like that. Like, I'm glad that they are making more money, but it's costing us more. And with the price of just every fucking thing right now, it's like wrestling's not a priority. Your bills are, your family is, shit like that. So when you make me start having to make a choice, they're gonna lose out.
And I think
do I take my kids to Monday Night Raw or do I pay a mortgage this month? Like, because they're about the same amount for a family of 4 to go to a Monday Night Raw and have decent seats.
That's nasty work, man. And not to mention, even the fans at home are getting kind of a lesser experience because we've seen for every non-Big 4, Big 5 pay-per-view, they're having less matches. So That's another aspect of it too.
I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the other things that the president of, I can't remember his title or his name, but they played a couple snippets of what he was saying. He was saying that the Peacock deal is up next year, and he's like, yeah, we're negotiating, but he basically said Peacock's offered us a deal, but we're trying to see what else is out there. And the way I took it was, these motherfuckers might end up back doing pay-per-views. Like, not only does it cost a shitload of money to go, but this whole fucking $9.99 and $13.99 a month getting all these pay-per-views, that shit is over with. They're about to try to milk everybody for everything they got. What's a UFC pay-per-view? $80?
Yeah, like 79, something crazy.
I don't know that for a fact, but just the way he was talking about it, like, I'm hoping they just put everything on Netflix, because Netflix, outside of the United States, everything is on Netflix. But I feel like they're about to go back to a different model of, yeah, that was cool and all for the time, but go ahead and get ready to fucking saddle up $65 every month for a pay-per-view again. And I'm hoping that's not where it's going, but
you might be right, because UFC's TV deal is almost up too, and I don't think they're going to be going back to ESPN. I think they probably might go to Netflix as well, and I think WWE will probably put everything on Netflix, because everywhere else they're on Netflix. So I think it's just going to be one big Netflix family, which is kind of unfortunate as far as the UFC end, because that's the only reason I really have ESPN Plus. But I don't know, I'm stubborn, man. I still haven't got Netflix, but I don't miss the episode of Raw, so put 2 and 2 together. So I don't know. So
I have Netflix just because I like Netflix. I watch a lot of shit that's on there. So that, and I love Raw being on it. I love AEW being on Max, because I have that too. That's free. Peacock is free through like different, like my internet, I think, comes with Peacock, and I think Max comes with my cell phone subscription. So like Netflix is the only one that I pay for technically. But I love having those on there. It makes sense. SmackDown's the one I have trouble watching, just because.
Yes, USA.
Yeah. If I don't watch it live, then it's trying to get it on a website or something like that, and it's like if they don't have a good stream or whatever going forward, it's like, well, I guess I'm just not watching SmackDown. So we'll see how it goes.
How do you usually watch SmackDown live?
I have cable.
Through IPTV.
Yeah. I watch it on cable. Can't rewind it though. It's live.
Yeah. I mean, in all aspects, like we said, pricing fans out, and this is like the after effect. We're starting to see the beginning phases of WWE being bought by a big corporation, and like we said, we don't condone what Vince did. He's a nasty person, but it was still a family-owned business. You know, it turned into a publicly traded company, so they had to make money. But at the end of the day, they still were able to keep some mom and pop shop aspects of it.
Yeah.
And that's totally gone now. So, you know.
Oh, no. It's over.
Yeah, so, y'all wanted Vince out, and I agree he should have been out. But sometimes be careful what you ask for as far as who he sold it to. I mean, and then
people wanted Vince out, but they didn't want them to sell it.
Yeah, people wanted,
Vince forced the sale. He's like, if I can't have it, y'all can't fucking have it either. Yeah. I'm about to fucking cash out all the money in the world. And it's just like, God, you are such an evil motherfucker. But like, and again, at the same time, like, he built it from the ground up. If he can't have it, why not fucking sell it and get all it's worth? And I don't know. I think the next 2 years of WWE fandom is going to be very frustrating and interesting all at the same time.
And now you start to see the early cracks of, Triple H's creatives. People, this is the most criticism I've seen since he's taken over the the job. So that
I've been saying he ain't that creative, but don't nobody won't listen to me.
yeah, well, people starting to get behind your train. So no, it's gonna be interesting. Like you said,
every fucking match ends in a DQ or a non-finish. Every main event.
I was listening to that Sunday episode of Busted Open. I only got to listen to like the first 5 minutes, and they brought that up, like the non-finishes. I don't know. I didn't get to hear total, so I gotta, I can't tell you exactly my whole feelings on it from the direction they were going in. I don't know if I feel the same way about all the non-finishes for TV, especially with a smaller roster. I mean, we talked about it before. If you add up ROH and NXT and all that, they have about the same wrestlers, AEW and WWE. But still, if you're gonna have a match between two wrestlers that are on the same level and it's a DQ finish on TV, I don't mind that.
Then what's the point of me watching?
So it builds up to a pay-per-view match.
But it doesn't. Braun Breaker's not gonna fight Jey Uso.
Maybe
on pay-per-view.
Maybe down the road.
Not anytime. Okay, what happened on Monday is not going to lead to a Braun Breaker Jey Uso match in the next 60 days.
Okay, so but look at it from this perspective. Okay, so I don't like 50-50 booking. So if they're going to keep wrestling, people are going to keep wrestling each other for basically like a month or two straight, and it's just going to be 50-50 booking, that doesn't interest me. On the other end, if somebody keeps beating the other person, then I'm like, what? Even though people say wins and losses don't matter, and like, why am I watching him if he keeps losing? Like, I don't believe in this motherfucker anymore.
You could have had Braun Breaker destroy somebody, and you could have had Jey Uso fight. You could have had like Seth Rollins go to Judgment Day, be like, "Yo, Finn Balor, I need y'all to fucking soften up Jey Uso," and Jey could have got a win over him or Carlito or somebody like that. Then they could have jumped him. Then you could have had all the run-ins, right? But like, if every time Jey fights Seth or Jey fights Braun or Braun fights Gunther or something, and it's always a non-finish, then what's the point? Like, the best NFL football teams go 14-3, 13-4, you know what I mean? 12-5. They still lose games throughout the seasons, but they make the playoffs. You can't win every match. You can have somebody lose. And then they come back the next week and they go beat somebody else. It doesn't have to be 50-50 booking. You don't have to have the same. They have a big enough roster to where the same guys don't have to fight each other over and over again. That's what pisses me off. Quit making these big main event matches and then not giving us a fucking payoff. You promoted the whole show all over social media through the week. Jey versus Braun. You're like, hell yeah. And then 10:30 rolls around and the bell's ringing and nobody's won. So what the fuck did I just sit through 2 hours of Monday Night Raw for? Every week. This isn't a one-time thing. This is all the time with this fucking guy's booking. He's scared to make somebody lose on TV. It might as well just be promos and fist fights on Monday Night Raw.
So I get your point, but like you said, the way that they book is always people that are in each other's vortex for a certain amount of time. So I think that's why a lot of times we don't see the clean finish like you like. But that's why you kind of got to give AEW credit. But it's a caveat on there. And two, you see them mix a lot of the matchups. A lot of matchups we see like that never happened before in that show. But then on the other side of things, they might not have like the strongest story going into it. But it'd be a TV match and you see a clean finish. You don't see a lot of dirty finishes over there.
Yeah, and there's a way you can get around that too. You could just have, for example, all right, me and you are in a feud. I can wrestle Admire and beat him. That doesn't stop me and you from being in a feud. That doesn't stop me and you from having a story. There's still interview time. There's backstage time. There's time you could come out and jump me as soon as the match is over with. Like, you can wrestle other people and have other people involved and the story's still going on. For a while, WWE was doing this. Like, people were intertwined in the different storylines all at once. But now I guess it's just getting too confusing for Triple H. And, Cody done took off and went home. And he ain't came back. And The Rock is gone. And Roman's at home. And now he's just left to do all the shit himself. And he's like, I don't fucking know.
When in doubt, revert back to Attitude Era because that era didn't have any clean finishes. It was always DQ.
That's pretty much what he's doing.
Hey, but yeah, I agree. Like if you were to restructure just the storytelling how they do it, it'd be easy not to have non-finishes. But the way they do it, that's why I don't mind it, because the way they book, they don't interweave it. They just have it like people facing each other, the same people facing each other each week, and not intertwining the stories.
So I think what we're talking about now, like you said, people were starting to criticize his booking. People were unhappy at WrestleMania, right? People are unhappy about the booking that he's got going on lately. And then you got a guy coming on talking about, we're not going to these little shit ass towns and we're about to start increasing prices. And it's like, I don't know. I just feel like ever since WrestleMania week, WWE's been kind of like, as far as, not like storylines on TV technically or like what's happening on TV, but just like their public relations has not been the best since WrestleMania week. Like Triple H basically telling people just shut up and watch.
So yeah, so the hardcores and people like us who cover it on a weekly basis, we're starting to know that. When do you think this will trickle over to the casuals and the families that are bringing people to the shows every week? Because they're still selling out, people still buying even though the prices are high.
Yeah, I don't know how long that's gonna last.
Maybe, like you said, we'll see how it plays out in the next 2 or so years.
Yeah, hopefully they get it right though. I'm not like cheering for empty arenas and shit like that. I hope it does last, but I hope the ticket prices and ways to watch come down. And 2, I hope the booking does get better. Like, you got Shawn Michaels booking NXT. I don't like this fucking guy, but at least he does clean finishes.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever see them be hurt on an attendance side of things, because the last time you really saw that was in the mid '90s when WCW was clicking with NWO. Like even in like the PG John Cena era, I thought they were still selling. I thought they were still selling at that era.
No, there was. I mean, I could remember listening to Stone Cold's podcast with John Cena on there, and Cena said it straight out. Stone Cold, he's like, when you were running hot, like all these seats were full. He's like, we got stuff tarped off. We got places we don't even. Y'all were kicking people out the building or telling people they couldn't come in, and we got like thousands of seats that aren't going. So business wasn't the best then. It wasn't the worst, but it definitely wasn't the best.
Okay. Well, since I started getting back into it mid 2010s, it seems like business was booming in that period. So maybe at this point they're like the NFL, like nothing can really affect people going like that.
Again, I think it's a little bit of and this ain't you, but just like I think it's a little recency bias that they're benefiting from, because 10-15 years ago they didn't have it wasn't noticeable like what AEW is going through right now, but it wasn't nearly what it is now. Like WWE's just become a monster the past ever since right after COVID. It's like people got let loose after COVID. They're like, I gotta see some fucking wrestling. And then they had the whole Bloodline saga going on. So it's like it was a perfect storm for them. But you gotta keep it going. And right now, I don't know. I'm not very positive on which direction the booking and shit like that's going, but we'll see. I still watch every week. I'm still entertained. I just find it annoying that there's so many non-finishes and interference and like so many heel turns were like happening at once. Like it's just like no originality, I don't know. It's fun, but it's not fun. It's like I enjoy more of it that I don't like, so you overlook the shit that I'm complaining about now, but it's there. And the stuff that I don't like, the number of those are going up, and the stuff that I do like is going down. So eventually they're going to meet.
But speaking on WWE specifically, isn't there always like a post WrestleMania kind of slight lull? Even though they kind of fucked up at this year's WrestleMania itself, but you know, it's always usually that post WrestleMania kind of lull where things are kind of resetting a little bit.
I don't know. Last year they had Backlash in France, right after WrestleMania.
The crowd was hyped, but it was like AJ Styles and Cody. Like we all knew Cody wasn't gonna win. I mean, we all know AJ wasn't gonna win. I mean,
yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what happens. All I know is I won't be traveling anywhere to go see WWE anytime soon.
I mean, you live in Atlanta. They're always gonna come there.
Maybe. They'll be here for Evolution, they say, but we'll see how much the ticket prices are.
Gonna be high as giraffe pussy, as you would say.
Yeah, I'll be at home.
Nasty work, like I said. But we'll see.
Street clothes wrestler of the week, EJ. We were supposed to talk about this 10 minutes ago.
My street clothes wrestler of the week, because I was trying to go back in my mental Rolodex and couldn't really think of anybody that stood out necessarily, but that's why I went just back to last night. I'll give it to Gunther. Went out there and interrupted Logan Paul's promo. He had the charcoal suit. I dug it. You know, Gunther always usually comes out clean. He went from the ring general to like a GQ model. He's always coming out in these trendy fits.
Yeah. I was going to pick Gunther, but I'll go with my original pick from last night. 2 weeks in a row. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to pick Lyra Valkyria. For the first time, this person will be in the not even the power rankings. I don't think they've ever made the power rankings either. I'm going to go with my boy Austin Theory.
Oh, yeah? I can't even remember. I know he was out there supporting.
He had the little, it was like a 90s looking jean vest or something like that. Had the guns out. The crowd was chanting for him. Austin Theory was like a star last night for some reason, out of nowhere.
Hey, I know he's the saddest that Vince left because he was definitely getting shot to the moon with Vince, and Triple H don't really give a fuck about that guy.
Well, Roman tell him your daddy ain't here no more.
Hey, he wasn't lying. Motherfucker beats John Cena at WrestleMania 39 when Vince was still there. And now look at him.
And then lost to Pat McAfee.
Nasty. But hey, shout out to I was gonna say Grayson Waller. Shout out to Austin Theory.
That's my guy too.
Both got fed to Sheamus. You know, that's a Triple H guy.
Oh yeah, still to this day.
To this day. No worse than Deontay Wilder. But
let's go ahead and do power rankings.
Yeah, but before you get into power rankings, you said you're gonna give it to Lyra Valkyria. I don't remember seeing her on the show yesterday.
She caused Becky Lynch to win.
Becky Lynch wrestled yesterday?
It was a triple threat between Becky, Natty, and Roxy.
Shit! I fell asleep.
Becky.
I fell asleep during Raw, but then I went back and rewatched it like on my lunch break. I must have not rewound it further enough because they did mention Roxanne winning, but I thought that happened last week. I'm like, oh, they just talk about it happened. Damn. Yeah, I gotta go back and see.
No, she Becky had just hit Natty with the manhandle slam after Natty had Roxy in the sharpshooter for the longest. And the ref was counting to 3, and Lyra, out of nowhere, snatched Becky's ass out the ring, went to going upside her head. So Becky then whooped Lyra's ass real quick, jumped back in the ring to fucking try to win the match again, and Lyra pulled her ass out again. They went up the aisleway, and about 10 seconds later, Pop rocks upside Natty, and Roxy's going to main Money in the Bank.
Well, I did see... Was this after the match? I saw Roxanne go back and she's an unofficial member of the Judgment Day. I saw that part.
Boy, Dominic, easy as hell. You bring him some chicken nuggets, he forget he got a girlfriend.
I think that's gonna be his next squeeze, and it's gonna make Liv pissed.
Yeah, boy, I know that motherfucker love going to work.
Hey, when you got the juice, you got the juice.
Kiss his hot ass wife goodbye, go to work, and get to make out with other hot women.
Hey,
Doesn't suck.
living the dream.
That boy better thank his daddy every day for getting him involved in wrestling.
Hey, I thought you was gonna go with the Eddie joke again.
Nah, I was talking about deadbeat Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. Shout out to Rey Mysterio. Wish him a speedy recovery.
He's still hurt from WrestleMania?
Mm-hmm. He'll be off for a while. I mean, he's 50, man. Like you said, sometimes it's age that catches up, you know.
Yeah, but he got them new knees or whatever over in Brazil.
Yeah.
Where'd he go? He went.
Overseas, I think Germany or something. Got the stem cell or something, somewhere over in Europe.
Got that shit Kobe had done, right?
Yeah. Man, he's still flesh and bones at the end of the day.
Yeah. Man, I think I've talked about it on here before, but it still amazes me that, like, I went to the first All In Chicago and Ray was there wrestling. And I remember being like, oh my God, I'm watching Rey Mysterio wrestle, like, in 2018. And here it is 7 years later, this motherfucker's still going.
Hey, also when you're smaller, that lets your career, you know, last a little bit longer. When you're a big man, shit start breaking down easily.
Yeah. Like the Big Show.
Exactly.
They wheeled that motherfucker out there for a match a couple months ago. I was like,
Oh yeah,
I was scared for him. I was like, man, he's gonna hurt himself.
that AEW match, that shit was it wasn't good.
Couldn't even walk, and it was like his legs were fucked up.
Out of all of those like legends that came in to be like producers of AEW, I wanted it to be Mark Henry wrestling instead of Big Show.
Mark Henry's done.
Yeah,
He'll tell you that himself.
Yeah, he said it's over. He said it's a wrap, but man, make your money.
Who's going first in Power Rankings this week, EJ? I can't remember who went first last week.
Well, I've been keeping track for the past 6 months or so. It's your turn first.
Well, as I don't watch a lot of wrestling anymore, because shout out to you know who's not on my Power Rankings? TNT or Max, because I still ain't seen AEW Collision posted anywhere.
Really?
Yeah. It's not. It wasn't on Max yesterday when I was at the gym on the elliptical. I was looking through Max and I was searching for it. The date for it was not on there. It went from the previous week to next week being live. I don't know if you heard about all that, but it cut off like halfway through. They started showing Black Adam.
I saw the headline for it, but I didn't click on the article. Is that because they were saying that The Rock interferes with AEW or something like that?
He said he want AEW Soul. Fucking did this shit right here. And all of a sudden the transmission got lost and Black Adam came on.
Yeah, but going back to what you said, that's interesting because I think it has like an algorithm on what you watch, because every time I go on Max, like AEW is like one of those options always on like the scrolling thing, you know, like the home screen, and it scrolls over, it shows you up. It's always up there for me for some reason.
That's crazy because I have to literally go search for AEW, and I watch it twice a week. I watch The Last of Us. What else do I watch on Max? I think I was watching John Wick or some shit, but I think the only thing I watch on Max is AEW and The Last of Us.
Max has all the DC stuff too. I watch a lot of DC stuff on Max.
Oh, I was watching Black Adam a couple of weeks ago. Just for the hell of it. It was like, I remember seeing it in theaters, and I remember everybody shitting on it. So I was like, I'm gonna watch this again, and I still liked it the second time I watched it. Maybe because I'm not a comic book nerd.
I just think I don't know. I thought it was okay. It wasn't bad.
I didn't think it was.
It wasn't bad. Like a lot of people said it was.
People were just shitting on The Rock back then. He had a lot of ill will going towards him for some reason. He had some negative momentum. I think that was right after him and Oprah were like asking people to donate to Hawaii and shit.
Like, I remember people like, Oprah, you're a billionaire. Why are you asking us?
Yeah, and The Rock too. Like, You niggas got more money than anybody y'all talking to right now. Why y'all just don't do it?
Celebrities, man.
He's Rock said, fuck that. Well, I'm gonna give away all my money. You give some money away.
Hey, that's how the rich stay rich. They don't pay for anything. Like everything is comp for them, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Number 5 on my power rankings this week, Fraxium. Got a big win over DIY on SmackDown, and now they have a tag team title shot this coming Friday. It's this Friday, right? On SmackDown?
Yeah.
What you drinking over there?
Little Uncle Nearest.
Yeah, I can tell by the face you just made when it was either that or you didn't like Fraxium being number 5.
Yeah, that's mostly the reason why I made that face. But they look. I mean, this is 2 separate arguments, but you notice how them and Machine Guns, they look so much smaller than the Street Profits.
Street Profits pretty big.
I mean, we were chilling with Angelo at Royal Rumble. He is a big guy, but are those guys just that much small? Like, what the fuck?
They're like my height, but they're skinny as hell. So they might be like 5'8", 5'9", $190. Meanwhile, Dawkins is what, like 6'3", 6'4", and at the time we was hanging out with him, he's probably like 260.
Yeah, it's a big.
And then Montez is lean, but Montez is tall as shit, and he's beefed up a little bit.
Right, he's like 6'2", 6'3", somewhere around there.
Yeah, so they're gonna tower over most of them.
Well, I don't believe Fraxium can beat them, but this Fraxium experiment when they first tagged together, because I was watching NXT on a regular basis since the Black and Gold era, but I was one of the few people that were watching regularly during the 2.0 era. I think that's when you started seeing Nathan Frazier. I know he's NXT UK, and A-Kid. A-Kid was Axiom when he was unmasked. When they got together, I always thought it was just going to be like a short-term thing, just by the name. Fraxium is just combining their 2 names, and they always were single stars beforehand, and it just kept rolling and rolling, and they teased the breakup and never done it. So I don't know. They both
still teasing the breakup.
Yeah, they could both go in the ring, but like for some reason they never feel like a real tag team to me, even though they've been together for like 2 years plus now.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, that match that they had was really good, but I don't see them beating the Street Profits. Hey, Triple H heard that people were talking about him booking black wrestlers and with the both tag team divisions. He said, damn nigga, here.
Hell no.
Yeah.
He said, shit, Jay's the world champion. That's close. What more y'all want?
Yeah, so both tag team champions of black.
And John Cena.
Oh, come on now. That's like saying
he got a rap album. That's as black as you can go. Nigga had a mixtape.
That's the same thing as people saying MLK Cody. Don't give me that, man.
ML Cody.
Yeah.
He ended racism.
Yeah, exactly. Back when he was in Jacksonville.
He went from MLK Cody to Homelander Cody.
He's always been Homelander Cody to me.
Mama named Homelander. I'm gonna call him Homelander.
But yeah, hey. Shout out to Fraxium. My number 5 qualified for. Well, I might have had a different number 5 now that you gave me that new information that Roxanne won. But my number 5 is another qualifier for the Money in the Bank. I got Rhea Ripley. They had to change the triple threat into 1-on-1, and she was able to beat the returning Kairi Sane.
Yeah, that sucks for Kairi too, because I'm sure she wasn't supposed to take the loss on her return. And
then, did we ever get like a ending to Damage Control? They fired one person. Asuka's been injured. Kairi's back.
And then Kairi just like comes walking through the parking lot on social media. Like, guess who's back tonight? Like, damn, no pomp and circumstance or anything. Just back on TV.
And they kicked Bailey out last year, so like it never really had a conclusion to the group. But I guess we'll see. My number 4, something you mentioned last week about Tony never losing a contenders match. I got Mina Shirakawa at my number 4. She's your number 1 contender this weekend.
Called it.
I think we both picked her. You wanted to change it. You wanted to change your pick because I picked her.
Yeah, I think I changed my pick, but that was who I wanted to pick first.
But yeah,
I didn't get it right though. She pinned Tony, didn't she?
Yeah, I didn't think that would happen. Yeah, she pinned Tony. So Tony,
your number 4 is also my number 4, Mina. Everybody wants Mina, and then she jumped straight on social media and be posting thirst traps.
Man, you like those thirst traps, though.
I be liking them. I be hitting that heart like a motherfucker.
Hey, she's a lot. I don't want to say a lot older, but she's older than I thought. I think she's older than me. You know, Asian or raisin, they say.
37.
Yeah, Asian or raisin.
Yeah. I said one the other day, but it was racist, I think, so I ain't going to repeat it on here.
Yeah. I'm trying to get canceled.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I didn't know it was racist until somebody told me. That's kind of racist. I was like, oh, shit, my bad. Delete that shit.
I have to hit that off air.
My number 3 also qualified for the Money in the Bank. Miss Rhea Ripley defeating Kairi Sane, like you said. We've already talked about that.
That was your number 4 or 5?
3.
3.
That was my number 3.
So yeah. My number 3, then. I have a member of your trios champion who is the main event winner on Collision. I don't think you got to see it. You said you're having problems with Max. Powerhouse Hobbs. He beat Wheeler Yuta, the main event Collision.
He beat Wheeler Yuta?
Yeah, he beat Wheeler Yuta.
Everybody beats Wheeler Yuta.
He is kind of the whipping boy of the that's what I say, Blackpool, but they're shit. What the fuck is that name? The Death Riders. I don't know why it slipped my mind for a second. The Death Riders. So. My number 2 is still your WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton, beat Nia Jax in the main event of SmackDown.
We got a pretty similar list because that's mine also. They was getting after it.
Yeah, they were. No. Nia is a hit or miss for me for like the in-ring stuff. I know you're a fan of her.
Yeah, I like Nia.
Starting to grow on me more.
I like that she leans in and like people think she hurts people, so she's like, I do. I
don't
give a fuck.
All right.
Yeah, I'm looking through Max right now. Collision. They don't have the latest episode up there. They got the latest Dynamite. And my number 1 still your World Heavyweight Champion of AEW, even though we don't see the title in the cage match.
Hey,
beat Samoa Joe.
You give up on that. You're not seeing it. You're not seeing it for its ready.
I'm just the old man like yelling at traffic. Show me the fucking title.
Yeah.
People are like, we don't care. We don't need to see the title. We know who the champ is. I'm like, show me the goddamn title.
Yeah, but once we do see it, it's gonna be cool. But yeah, you're right. We do have similar lists. I didn't think our number 1s would be the same, but I got John Moxley as well.
He's gonna take the title out, and somebody's gonna be them like Orange Cassidy switch the fucking briefcase or something. There's gonna be a picture of Orange Cassidy like this.
That'd be funny. But like you said, this isn't the most conventional way to present, especially being on new networks and whatnot. But this is a good opportunity to introduce a new title. I feel like 5 years is a good length to have your original title.
Yeah. It would be nice for a new title, but I kind of like AEW's title.
Yeah, it is a good looking belt. So
yeah, it's big, fucking loud, and like it says, I'm that fucking guy around here.
So, We shall see. I think it might be all.
They changed the women's title like 6 times.
Yeah, that's like the only belt that's had different iteration is that women's belt.
Well, for a while, the TNT title.
Oh yeah.
Whatever champion. That was pretty dope.
As far as the original design, that was a weird rollout because it wasn't finished when Cody introduced it. It was like silver.
Right.
They couldn't
and
wait.
People shit all over it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we didn't think y'all would notice. The fucking belt ain't done."
And you mentioned it. It had that red strap. It's not a red strap anymore, is it?
No, it's black now.
Yeah, Adam Cole, yes.
But like everybody had their own thing. Like Rusev had a different color. Scorpio Sky had it like the Lakers colors.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they were doing that with the trios titles too. House of Black had their own trios belt, and the ass
had their own. They had their own rules.
they had the house and the Ass Boys. Oh no. Scissor. The Acclaim had their own trios belts.
Oh yeah, they did. Didn't they? They had the scissors on there.
So, yeah.
Well, EJ, let's get to predictions real quick, and we'll get up out of here. We got 3 events this week. We got NXT Battleground, WWE Saturday Night's main event, and AEW Double or Nothing. Obviously, Saturday Night's main event's on Saturday. Is Battleground on Saturday also, or are they going head-to-head with...
They're going head-to-head with AEW.
Same time?
I don't know.
Let me look at this and see. I could tell you right now. Battleground. Oh, it doesn't give me a start time. What type of shit is that? What are you good for, CBS?
I look on CBS too. For some reason, that's like always the first thing that pops up when I look at events is the CBS site for some reason.
Yeah.
I would go off on the limit. Said it might start a little bit earlier.
Oh yeah, starts at 7:30.
Well, hey,
damn.
I don't know. They both.
Which one you watching? Which one you watching live?
I'm definitely watching Double or Nothing live, but I mean, it's It's interesting though because Double or Nothing is a pay-per-view. Battlegrounds right on Peacock, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, at least same thing.
Yeah, but you think people might gravitate to the thing that they don't have to pay for, maybe more?
Well, let's start with Saturday night's main event then, because that's on Saturday. I tell you what, Memorial Day will be fun. I think I might go turn the grill on and maybe I'll watch some wrestling from the night before, because I doubt I'll be watching Double or Nothing or Battleground Sunday night.
You got to work on Memorial Day?
Nope.
So why wouldn't you be watching it then?
I don't know.
That's like the thing I like give them credit for, because a lot of people complain, including me, about the Sunday pay-per-views, and it kind of rotate. I guess depending on football season, but with Double or Nothing, it's on Memorial Day weekend, so you have to work the next day. So
I just don't know if I can stay up till 1:00 watching AEW without drinking.
Well, you never know. You might have the power to do it, but we shall see.
Damian Priest takes on Drew McIntyre in a steel cage match.
I guess this is like one of those feuds that's going to be stretched out throughout the year, because it's kind of dated back to last year's WrestleMania. They put it on pause for their own things. But I don't know, man. Like I said on a previous show, for some reason, I'm not completely connecting to Damian Priest. He's just kind of just there. Drew McIntyre is always a good promo. I think he's mischaracterized, I guess, because he's presenting as heel, but the fans want to cheer him. So I think eventually he's going to naturally turn over into like an anti-hero. I don't want to see him be like a white meat babyface, but he'll be like the kind of stone cold, just badass, which I think is a perfect role for him. But I got Damian. I mean, not Damian. I got Drew winning this one.
I do too. I think Damian won the feud last year. He cashed in at Mania. He won the rematch and when Punk came out. So I think it's time for McIntyre to get his get back. And also, like, what is Damian so upset about? You lost in a street fight. Like, go about your business. I'm done with you. Like, we both agreed to a street fight. I beat your ass, and now you want to go to your car and get the gun. Like, grow up.
Man, I must be tripping. When did they have a street fight?
At WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, you're right. For some reason, I'm thinking like TV shows. Yeah, we were there. Well, I was there. That was night 2, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Are there no women's matches on Saturday night's main event?
I saw that. Like that kind of tripped me out. I'm like, all right, you got people.
There's only 4 matches they got advertised.
That's what I see as well. Like, unless they do it at SmackDown, because there's only 4 matches. They usually keep it at five. So they're probably gonna announce one at SmackDown.
John Cena takes on R-Truth. R-Truth said, if I got to get back to old John Cena by beating it into him, that's what I'm going to do.
Hey, that's the most serious I've seen R-Truth.
I like R-Truth, man. I like R-Truth a lot. He's just so fucking good.
And why isn't this for the title?
Is it not?
It's not.
I mean, R-Truth doesn't, in kayfabe, R-Truth doesn't deserve a title match.
I've seen them give title matches to lesser deserving people, but okay.
True. I mean, obviously Cena's going to win. Would it not be in a title match, maybe R-Truth wins.
Hey, you might be onto something. Fuck it, I'll pick R-Truth then, even though he's not going to win.
I'm going to stick with Cena, but I'm going to cheer for R-Truth. CM Punk and Sami Zayn take on the team of Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. Your boy, I thought Punk would have went away for a while after WrestleMania, but he's been kind of staying in the mix of things. Showed up to my home state, South Carolina. I was surprised to see him there last night. I'm still gonna go with Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker.
Yeah, same. I think they gotta win to start establishing like being a badass group. And Punk and Sami Zayn both got the little. I think by the time we get to SummerSlam, you'll probably be seeing Punk versus Sami Zayn.
I think Punk around SummerSlam is gonna be in the title mix. Either John Cena, not Jay though. So I think it'd have to be John Cena.
Speaking of Jay, he defends the World Heavyweight Championship against Logan Paul. The winner will be taking on Gunther 2 weeks after that on Monday Night Raw. It's going to be a busy couple of weeks for the World Heavyweight Champion, whomever that may be.
How shocked would you be if Logan Paul were to win this one?
I wouldn't be, but he ain't gonna.
You wouldn't be shocked if he won?
Nah, I wouldn't be shocked.
Like we discussed before, maybe it's the old school in me, but he's not a full-timer and he's not like a traditional wrestler. That'd just be a little weird.
Full-timer, though.
He's
on every Monday Night Raw. He wrestles on the pay-per-views. He's wrestling on Saturday night's main event. Like, they don't do house shows, so why is he not full-time?
Because he shows, when he's as a match, he'll show up for like three or so shows, and then he'll go back and we'll see him for like another 2-3 months. It's not full-time.
I feel like, can you hear that fucking dog that's above me?
Nah.
Okay. I feel like that's about to piss me off. He's like, I'm in my little office area. I guess they got him in the office and he's trying to fucking get out. Man, Jesus Christ.
You got a good mic, because they ain't picking up none of that.
I was listening back to the first episode I recorded in here, and there was a bunch of noise going on, and I think like the dryer went off, and I could hear it. I was like, God damn it. But I'm trying, everybody. Sorry. Give me Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso to retain the world title. And then go on and beat Gunther's ass again.
Yeah, I got main event Jey Uso winning this one as well.
NXT Battleground. Coming from Tampa, Florida at the Yuengling Center.
How many matches are you seeing for this?
We got a big time card. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches.
Really? Well, they hadn't updated it The one I'm looking at, because they only have 4, so I'm glad you have the most recent recent one updated.
NXT Women's North American Championship, Sol Ruka versus to be determined. If Kalani Jordan wins tonight, which she probably will, versus Zarya, she will face Sol Ruka. I don't think does that mean if Zarya wins, she gets whatever. Sol's gonna keep the belt, whoever she fights.
Yeah, and they're teasing the breakup between Sol and Zarya, so I think that's gonna eventually happen. Yeah, I'm picking Sol to retain.
Zarya, man, they really I know they got a lot of new people coming in, and between Julia, who's gone already, Stephanie Vakir, Jordan Grace, I know they got a lot of people coming in, but geez, Zarya, she was such a big deal. I thought she was gonna be a female version of the Road Warriors or something, but even Kalani Jordan's talking shit to her. It's y'all supposed to be scared of her. Look at her. But
yeah,
I don't know. They just kind of dumbed her down a little.
She was one of those big free agent gets, and they kind of put her back a step. Maybe, like you said, maybe she got kind of lost in the shuffle with the Julia and Jordan Grace and Stephanie Vakir. So maybe now that you have Roxy and Julia up on the main roster, she could slip back into the role I think she was meant for when they hired her. Cause she's a badass. She's got her and Megan Bain got the F5s in their move arsenal. So yeah, I like to see her kind of elevated a little bit, because right now she's in a little tag team, kind of like Soul's sidekick, which I think that's mischaracterization of her right now.
I actually think she's gonna win the match tonight. Now that we're talking about it, and she's gonna fight Sol Ruka. But regardless, Soul's gonna win.
Yeah, I got Soul winning.
Ricky Saints defends the North American Championship against, again, to be determined. There's going to be a triple threat match featuring Ashante the Adonis, Javon Evans, and Sean Legacy from Evolve, who used to wrestle at the local. I actually thought Sean Legacy and Austin Theory were the same guy, but obviously I got him wrong. But he used to wrestle at the local indie promotion that I used to go to all the time a couple years ago.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with his work. I hadn't watched 2 or 3 episodes of Evolve. I just don't have enough bandwidth to do it on a weekly basis. But I'm gonna go with Ricky Saints retaining over Javon Evans.
Yeah, I got the same. Your next match, Tony D'Angelo versus Stacks. This shit right here was wild. He was at the house. That was some real Italian shit there. They really was in the mafia.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are hot and cold, or some people love the Tony D character and some people hate it. I'm not, even though it's a lot of stereotypical soprano shit, for some reason I'm always entertained by the vignettes they do, because it's really in depth, and that's why I don't think it would work on the main roster, because I feel like if once he went up there, they wouldn't give him that. They would just have him show up on TV backstage shit. But I think to make this character work, you have to do the off-site vignettes and shit. But I have him winning against Stacks though.
I got Stacks.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And so you thinking this storyline probably carry over to some more?
Yeah, I just think you can't leave the family without winning, right? You're just gonna prove them right by not beating them. You know, you gonna come at the king, you better not miss.
Yeah. Well, if Stacks does win, I think it's gonna be some more matches they have between the two. So
yeah. TNA World Championship match. I think they're gonna do it. Joe Hendry defends against Trick Williams.
Yeah, we've always talked about how neither company lets the other company win championships, and I think I'm with you. I think this is the moment they do it. I don't know how long of a reign it's gonna be, but I'm gonna go.
Trick don't hold the belt, but for a cup of coffee, he might lose that shit on Thursday.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Trick on this one.
Yep, I'm gonna go whoop that Trick also.
And then I think he might,
which is gonna be a huge fucking like. That's gonna be the story of the weekend probably if he wins.
Yeah, and like I was gonna say, I think he might drop it at the like next TNA pay per view, but I got him winning, and like you said, to get some headlines.
TNA has no issue with fucking giving their title to other people. They gave it to Omega and Christian.
Yeah, that's why I'm picking Trick.
NXT Women's Championship match: Stephanie versus Jordan Grace.
Now you kind of got me questioning this one. Now that you mentioned it, because with like the call ups, I don't see why Stephanie Vaquer wouldn't get called up soon. So Jordan might win, but I'm still gonna stick with my Stephanie pick though.
Yeah, I got Stephanie too. I'll never pick against Stephanie. I don't care who she fights.
Even if she fights Becky.
Yeah, I got Stephanie.
Okay.
Bianca, maybe I'll pick Bianca. I think Becky's like in the put over younger talent business now. I don't even think we see Becky win a title again anymore.
She's gonna win a title.
Not the world title. She might win the IC title from old girl Lyra, but
she's gonna win a world title.
I don't think she'll be in the world title picture anymore. I think Becky's there to give back now.
Oh, yeah, she's gonna win a world title before it's all said and done.
I mean, look what she's doing for Lyra right now. Nobody gave a fuck about Lyra. She got a big pop. Go back and watch that. When she fucking yanked Becky out of the ring and people saw who it was, she got a pop last night.
Hey, but what the biggest part of that is what she does when she's not in a feud with Becky.
True.
She got to carry over that momentum. We'll see.
We both picked Stephanie, so we are at the main event of NXT Battleground, which is Oba Femi defending against Miles Bourne. Miles Bourne, win or lose, he's doing all right.
I heard. I thought he was married. I guess not, but I guess he's with Stephanie now.
Could you imagine bringing Stephanie Vaquer home to your wife? He's really doing good.
Hey, you always see it. Like it's a damn the relationship I was before wrestling. When you with your work husband and work wives, shit changes. So hey, shout out to him.
Who you got?
Oba.
The fuck? I didn't realize it'd be disrespectful with the question.
It was kind of.
What the fuck?
It wasn't. It's not your fault. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful that they even put this match on here.
Yeah. Ooh. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches for Double or Nothing. So clearly, I don't have the updated card.
Let me see. I see six on the version I'm looking at. Where? Damn, I can't really read. We already did Saturday Night Main.
Oh, I don't have the world title match for some reason. They didn't put the world title match on this one.
The women's world title or the men's?
The men's.
They don't, because there is no men's world title match.
Oh, okay. Well, duh. Well, anyway, I'm on AEW's website, and all I have is 5 matches.
Well, I have 6, so you name the 5, and I'll add the one that you don't have.
All right, I'll go through mine, and then when we're done, you can. Starting out, we got the stretcher match with Mark Briscoe taking on Ricochet, and I got the King, Rick O'Shea.
Yeah, I think Mark Briscoe is kind of in that Eddie Kingston like role, like the lovable kind of underdog that he doesn't mind looking up at the lights. So, and Ricochet's been doing good heel work, beat up a one-legged man on Dynamite.
I mean, if you're a one-legged man, you should never enter an ass-kicking contest. That's fucking common sense, though.
I remember the first time I heard that phrase, I think JR said it in like the Attitude Era. I'm like, what does he mean by that? Oh, it took me a little minute to catch. Yeah, I got Ricochet.
We got a tag team match between Nigel McGuinness and Daniel Garcia versus FTR with Stokely Hathaway.
How do you feel about this new version of FTR heel? They got Stokely. He should have been in a managerial role, but I'm glad he's finally back in the spotlight.
In the words of ML Cody, Fuck the Revival.
Damn, you still don't like her.
I don't. I can't get with him. Bald FTR just a little too sassy when he talks. You know, whenever he talks, he's always like, I can't look past it.
Well, you gotta get
every fucking time.
Well, you gotta get
every
sassy
time he gets
people.
going, he does this shit right here, and he gets to going. And I'm just like,
well, you gotta get sassy people.
Nothing. He's just, I don't know. I just don't like his sass. His sass is a little ass to me. That's it.
Well,
what I get against sassy people? Nothing. I like Mina Shirakawa. She's sassy.
Well, you gotta get sassy men. I got you on that one.
No, you didn't. I was trying to think of a sassy male wrestler, and FTR Ball's the only one I could think of. What about Seth Rollins? I like him. He's sassy.
He's more like eccentric than sassy.
Whatever, man. I don't like FTR. I'm picking him to win, though.
Yeah, I got them. I also like how they slowed their theme music down to like emphasize that they're heels. So I got FTR.
Real quick, shouldn't the Women's World Championship be the main event then? If the Men's World Title isn't on here, just saying, Tony Khan, get your shit together.
Like all the times they could have done it though, they can't do it with this one. Like it was perfect for Mariah and Tony because the almost year-long story. Like this match just got made in last week.
Tony Khan does not like women.
You might be right, but I'm not gonna die on this sort of saying this
like
one.
Sassy men wrestlers.
I see what you did there. But yeah, I don't know if this is a main event, but I'm thinking it's gonna be a banger.
I got Tony Storm, obviously, but I love me some Mina Shirakawa.
Maybe she'll be the one to get the belt from Mercedes.
She owes her.
Yeah, I got Tony though as well.
The women's tournament final. Winner goes on to All In to take on the world women's champion. You have Mercedes Moné, 3-belt Mercedes now, no longer 4, versus that 70s show Jamie Hayter.
As much as I like Jamie being in the spot, I'm still going with Mercedes.
Agreed. I love that Jamie's getting a little bit more shine, but she was just on top of the world when she was the world champion. Like, everybody loved her. She was kicking ass, and then she got hurt. Injuries, man, injuries in AEW, man, you get Wally pipped like a motherfucker. You get hurt in AEW, you don't have a spot anymore. You got to work your way from the bottom.
Hey, that's how life is sometimes.
Yeah, I got Mercedes winning this, though. Men's tournament final. We got Will Ospreay taking on the Hangman, Adam Page. Whew.
Oh, man.
This is who I think is going to win and who I want to win are two different people.
Well, who I think is going to win and who I want to win are the same person. Like I said on an episode we did maybe last week or the week before last, out of all the matches between both companies weekend, this is like the match that I don't know who's going to win. It's like you could toss a coin. But I'm going to go with my instinct. I'm going to say Hangman Adam Page takes it. Because like I mentioned on the show we did before, you could stretch out Will Ospreay's story and have him get it at next year's All In. It's going to be in his hometown. But this is just too perfect for Cowboy, his redemption story, winning it out in Texas. Texas known for cowboys. So I'm going to go with Hangman to win this one.
I want Hangman to win, but I think it's going to be Will Ospreay.
Why?
Bro, I just think it's time. I don't think they give a fuck about him winning in England. You can't have him go a whole nother year and a half, basically, without winning the title still. He can't go around talking about he's the best wrestler and he ain't the world champion. Like, he's been in the company long enough. It's time to coronate him at All In Texas.
I think if you get at storytelling, you can stretch it out. Like, that's his story. Like, some reason, as good as he is in the ring, for some reason, that world title is just slipping from him. How long was it? It did, but Sting was quiet for like 2 years before that fucking mess that he had with Starcade. You could do it if you wanted to do it. So,
well, Ospreay ain't no goddamn Sting.
He's not.
How dare you?
Not Sting, but you know what I'm saying as far as storytelling goes. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this plays out. But so that was the only 5 that you had.
Yep.
I'm surprised they didn't have it's Anna Karina Arena happening. They didn't have that on there.
I thought that was a fucking Dynamite match.
No, that's at Double or Nothing.
I got Team Swerve.
I think I got the Death Riders and company. And then I got Swerve's team winning Blood and Guts whenever they finally do that. And it's also another match missing. Her Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin defending their titles against the Sons of Texas, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara.
They're gonna kill him.
So
man, Sammy just had a kid, man. Why would they put him in that match?
That baby's like almost 2 years old.
MVP gonna be like, the baby can get some too.
I got the Her Syndicate, of course, but. What do you think is gonna happen tomorrow when they do the contract signing for what's his name? MVP? Not MVP, MJF.
I think the contract's not for MJF.
Oh shit. Who you think it's for?
Cedric Alexander.
That'd be a dope way to do it. I thought it was gonna be some type of other like hoopla where it's not even a contract, or they just said we changed our minds and just beat them up or some shit like that. But I'm curious.
Well, EJ, that's all I got for this week, man.
Yeah,
a lot of wrestling we got to watch this week, and we're gonna have a lot of recaps going on.
A lot of wrestling. I guess since you ain't watching it live, when are you gonna watch it?
Monday morning. I'll watch it Monday morning. That's what I like to do.
That's a lot of wrestling to watch between AEW and NXT on Monday morning.
Yeah, I wake up early before everybody else wakes up and have me some coffee. I'll watch Battleground, and then I'll watch AEW sometime on Monday.
Oh yeah, you don't work on Monday, so
nope.
Hey, when I watch wrestling on a replay, I always watch it at 1.25 speed. It helps it go by a little faster.
What does the commentary sound like on this?
It sounds like normal enough. It doesn't sound like Chipmunks or anything. It's just like slightly sped up where it's not annoying. I couldn't watch it like on 1.5, but like 1.25 is like the sweet space.
I might try that. You got anything you want to say if we get up out of here, EJ?
Nah, this wrestling train keeps on rolling. Shout out to everybody that's supporting us on all platforms.
Yep, as we always say, please like us, follow us, subscribe, tell your friends about us, hit us on social media. And until next week, for EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been Boot to the Face. Peace!
Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put a dude in this place, he out cold with a tombstone, grab her the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem, everybody's